Hey y'all, it is December the 7th, 2025. And y'all, I wanted to take a moment out to address this situation, which I feel is very important. I Earlier in previous videos, I've articulated that the so-called left-right paradigm is retarded. And it's damn near evil, all right? And there are no solutions in it. It's me against them, and who cares what happens to them, basically, the left and the right. I personally decided to not trust anybody who claims to be on the left or who claims to be on the right. In short, it's because you are blinded by hatred and your own devices, basically. So people live lives that are very complex. Right? And for each individual out there, there's no way to know all what they have gone through. Empathy is something that you have to use knowing full well that you don't know all the details about somebody's life and somebody's struggles. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's put out many tweets and stuff regarding just what I'm talking about right now. And they seem to fall on deaf ears a lot of the time. Of course, they are falling on ears of people who are listening to her as well and who understand the gravity and the importance of standing for what you believe in America, which is deadly dangerous, to put it very briefly. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, you might think, oh, she's a liar. Oh, she's making stuff up. That could be your opinion. And also, you have no proof of this. There is no way to have proof that you know that she's lying about what she's talking about and that somehow she's profiting on these details that she's putting forth. So earlier today or yesterday, she put, I guess even just today, it says 18 minutes ago, she put out a tweet, and it's actually very long. It's a four-parter, as you can see. Starts with this. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing because it's going to take a long time. But of course, you can read it if you'd like. It's up on Twitter, this four-parter that she just put out, describing the trials and the tribulations that she claims to have gone through. I personally got to say, I believe that what she's saying is accurate, according to her testimonial. It could be inaccurate. There's no way for me to know whether or not it is accurate or inaccurate, right? So, I just want to put that forth. It's a long tweet, and basically she's saying she's put herself on the line, she's put her life on the line to stand up for what she believes in. And it seems to me that she's the kind of representative that people swear that they want to stand on business, to stand on principles, no matter what comes her way. She's describing this in this whole four-parter of a tweet, and it's very interesting. She's got videos, for example, of this one, and it's only one of hundreds and hundreds of threats towards her life and her livelihood. All right. So after this big long tweet, and I'll go ahead and I'll read the last part of it. All right, just for a little bit of context. This is what she says. My voting and legislation has always been conservative and unapologetically America first. Me as an outsider looking in, I have no reason to doubt that. I've always seen her standing on business and, at least articulating her standing on principle. So it says fighting to stop foreign aid, stop funding foreign wars, stop AI state moratoriums, legislating against H-1B be stealing American jobs, and standing up for our word victims should never lead to death threats. But unfortunately, that's exactly what it does here in America, right? Allegedly, from what she's saying. Okay, regardless of whether or not people believe it or if I believe it, that to me doesn't matter. What she's saying right here, that to me matters. I take that very, very seriously, what she's saying. All right. So, what is required of me to be an America First representative? Because Lord knows everybody has an opinion on whether or not she should continue her job or whether or not she can step down and let somebody else try to do the job. She said, "Must I stay until I am Charlie Kirked?" All right. Implying that she doesn't believe that what we're being told about Charlie Kirk is exactly correct. All right, even if it is correct, should she be shot in the neck? Is what she's saying in public. Is that the only thing that will satisfy people? Okay, she said, or her children. Her children are being threatened, and everything else. And Republicans need to take a hard look in the mirror and ask themselves: are you a mindless pawn? People are finding themselves very comfortable being mindless pawns, joining one team or another team. What I'm suggesting is joining one team or another team is completely un-American in a sense, because as a fellow American, we should all be concerned for the livelihoods and the well-being of every other American, regardless of their political stance. So she then goes on to say, Republicans need to take a long, hard look at themselves in the mirror and whether or not they're being mindless pawns, representatives serving their district and their views and needs, all right? A congressional Republican majority who takes orders from the White House and relinquishes all control, I mean, we're talking checks and balances, to the executive branch is not serving the will of their voters, and an administration that only provides results through executive orders only provides temporary policies to the American people. And the American people who voted for you, they know it, and they can't be fooled any longer. There's plenty of people out here who feel like we're tired of the BS, of the runaround, regardless of whether or not, see, I want to stress, regardless of whether or not you think Marjorie Taylor Greene is lying or you think she's telling the whole truth, that doesn't matter. What she's articulating matters. This is the importance of Twitter. And the American people who voted for it, they know it. They can't be fooled any longer. Lastly, regardless of left and right, this is what I'm trying to stress. It is completely retarded to be on the left and the right. Right? Jesus, for example, and a lot of people hate him. They've always hated him. Jesus remains in the middle. In fact, he doesn't remain in the middle. He is the middle. And he's always been such as so described in the Bible, which a lot of people they don't really care for, to include Christians. They don't care for that. Lastly, regardless of left and right, death threats on political violence is out of control, and it is out of control. And the political industrial complex will only further divide between the two sides, which is what I said that it's going to do. The divide only grows and it grows. And the people on each side of the divide grow more retarded and more retarded, right? The American people are the only ones who can find a way to come together and save our country. Now, before I go into the replies, and of course there's going to be many, many replies, but these are just the first of the replies that come up in the feed. I want to say again, this is a war. You're in a war. And there's no getting out of it. There's only going through it, unfortunately. And the war is not between the left and the right. The war is against the left and the right. A lot of people don't have what it takes spiritually and some intellectually to even understand this. All right. So let me take you through the replies The first ones that even pop up on the feed. Let me just give you a gander if you're not familiar with this. I am no longer interested in anything you have to say. You are a traitor, and I have not time for you, says Stephen K. God bless him, and I wish him the best. All right? I would never wish ill will upon anyone, to include Stephen K. But he says very succinctly that he does not have interest in anything that Marjorie has to say, regardless. This is a person who does not really believe in free speech. They don't believe in their own free speech, which includes their right to hear what other people have to say. He no longer has an interest in hearing what people have to say, devoid of any of the evidence, because Lord knows he nor I am an expert and have looked at all the evidence. Regardless of the lack of evidence, she is a traitor in his mind, and he has no time for her. All right? This is likely a person who claims to be on the right, who, like I said, is completely retarded. Okay, my life is in danger working in Congress, but I'm going to stay in Congress until my lifetime benefits package kicks in. You are truly pathetic, says Vince Langman, who has no skin in the game, by the way. All right, chances are Vince Langman is not being hit with death threats every single day of his life. All right, and it goes on. You courted chaos and now call it persecution. Power didn't betray you, your own gains finally did. See, these people, they're experts, and they know every single thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene and her struggle. All right, somehow they're experts on it. Hey, MTG, expected to see you with Tucker in Qatar praising the jihadists. I mean, these people are absolutely God-forsaken and ridiculous. And they're hiding behind Israel and America and their Zionist agenda, and they're willing to follow this agenda no matter who might be in danger. You miss your connecting flight to Qatar to hang out with Tucker Carlson and stuff because you're such a traitor. We have all the evidence, is what he's saying. Marjorie Traitor Greene. Oh, that's very cute. Your little memes are very cute. How do you expect folks to treat you when you attempt to make a career out of ruling over our lives through violence? It's like, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Where exactly did Marjorie Taylor Greene say she wants to rule over your life in violence? See, these are all implied. She never said any of these things, but this is what you hear. Even though she never said any of these things, this is what you hear because you're hearing what you want to hear. All right? Laura Loomer apparently has no idea what she's talking about. She can get bent for all I care. See, this is the kind of empathy that people are showing their fellow Americans. And I have no need. Look at all these damn replies. Trump didn't put forward extra money to add to your security for Congress. Could you not afford the security? Of course you can afford the security. Aren't you super rich? We don't have no empathy for you, is what they're saying. Am I supposed to feel sorry for you? Because I do not. You jumped ship when it got tough. It's like, this person, all these people, are you getting death threats every single day? Because maybe you are. And so maybe this is a reason why you have no empathy at all. All right? And let me just go ahead and finish this video by saying no empathy. These people, they think it's between the left and the right, and it's never been. The left and the right have both let us down every single time. Just as like searching for a savior who's not Jesus Christ, it's going to let you down every single time. And Jesus had mentioned that, by the way. All right? And that's fallen upon deaf ears as well. If I'm gonna go off of everything that Marjorie Taylor Greene says herself on her own Twitter, and everything that I've seen her in public, she's doing the best that she can, but it does not matter. It's not good enough, and it will never be good enough. All right? Because if you're on the left and the right, it's no longer about good and evil. It's no longer about, oh man, people can have political opinions and stuff, and it might totally differ from mine, but however, I wish them the best, and I take threats that they've articulated in public, I don't even take them seriously. That's what it's about. All right? We're in a war. And it seems to me that the majority of people who have some sort of political persuasion do not give a damn what happens to the other side. Just as soon as you differ from, for example, Donald Trump, if you differ from him at all, well, you're a traitor to America, and that implies that you can have no thoughts of your own. You can have no perspective of your own. If you don't completely align with Donald Trump on everything you say, then you're a traitor to America. And I'm not leaving out leftists. And if you're on the left, if you agree at all with anything that Donald Trump says, well, then you're a traitor to America, and nobody cares what happens to you. This is amazing. It's amazing the point that we've gotten to in America, all right, in which people cry and whine and bitch and moan about, oh, how come we don't have representatives to stand up for what we believe in or what we want to see have happen, all right? Every time that you get a representative that even wants to put any sort of effort into these ventures of standing up for the American people, guess what? They automatically get death threats, all right? This is not going to get better before it gets worse. The divide is only going to continue to grow between the left and the right, and the left and the right is absolutely a delusion. This is what I wanted to point out, that the American people, these ones that are all throughout the feed, they don't give a damn less about you. It's all about their agenda. It's all about wanting what they want to have happen, even though they don't know any of the details. It's a very sad state of affairs, but I'll leave off with saying what I've been saying. This is a war against you. This is a war against your fellow Americans. You don't care what happens to them. All right? You can't wait to call them a traitor on Twitter with absolutely no evidence of that. And even if they disagree with you on policies and on their voting record and stuff, that is not a reason to want violence against them. Right? 2026 is a year of war. And I feel like I shouldn't have to say it, but let me go ahead and say it. It's not a war of violence against people. It's not a war of violence against people who you disagree with. It's a war between good and evil. It's a war of standing up for people even if they disagree with you, even if you have some reason to believe that they've sold you out, when publicly Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example, has done none of this. It's a war. And people want to look away from it. Looking away from it and ignoring it is not going to save you from the carnage, from the chaos. Being on the left or the right makes you retarded. And being retarded is not going to save you. It's not going to do anything for your children or your grandchildren, or if you happen to have great-grandchildren down the line. It's not going to do anything for them. All right? It's sickening. It's maddening. It's the complete opposite of the message of Jesus Christ. It is insane. It is evil. And the only way to get through this is to have coalition between all sort of people who disagree. Meanwhile, to reference the Epstein files and everything like that, the number one priority should be violence and perpetration against children. And you see how people on the right simply don't care about it. People on the left simply don't care about it. All right? So as people in the center realize what's the solution, it's good that we realize the solution. It's good that we realize that the FBI really can't be trusted for anything. It's only local police departments, good people in those departments that can even help us in this situation. All right? And who knows what's going to happen? The only thing I can guarantee is what's going to happen is what Marjorie Taylor Greene is stating, is that the divide is only going to grow. And as it grows, violence is only going to grow. And that's just the way America is going. And it's god awful. If you think you're going to live a normal life, and you're just going to put your head down and enjoy all the splendor of success in a normal and stable world, you absolutely are not. There's 0% chance of that. So it's really only a matter of time. How much time do you have left before you realize you are retarded and you are filled with evil? How much time is there left? I mean, is the time that you have left, is that worth it? To stand on your evil ways? I wonder. I truly do wonder. I'm standing in the center forever and ever until the end, and I expect someone to bring me the end very quickly. All right, I expect everybody to hate me, just like they hate Marjorie Taylor Greene for standing in the center, for standing for everybody, for standing for the people who voted for you and standing for the people who don't vote for you. And even though it's unpopular, standing for people who've been perpetrated on by Jeffrey Epstein and everybody who's like him. There's people who's just like Jeffrey Epstein all over the place. But we only have a small part of the budget of our taxpayer dollars. Only a small little fraction is going to pay in order to try and try to stifle this unending sea of people who are willing to perpetrate on children because they just don't care. No, their political agenda is much, much more important than the safety of their fellow Americans. Trying to do a job that they swear that they wish their representatives would do. And just as soon as their representatives try to do it, oh, they can't wait to turn on that person for any sort of reason, just as fast as they can do it. All right. 2026 is a year of war. I'm not threatening anybody. In fact, I'm doing the opposite. I wish everybody the best, even if you do disagree with me. That's not a reason for me to have ill will towards you. It's not a reason for me to go ahead and go on Twitter with my little fingers and call people liars and wish ill will upon them. It's not a reason for that. But it is a reason to tighten up. It is a reason to go headstrong into this fight where you fight for people in America regardless of how they think and feel. 2026 is going to be even more important than 2025, and that's just the way that things go on the timeline. What's worth it to you? I'm going to get up out of here, but what's worth it to you? Standing for what you so-called believe in, wishing ill will upon everybody who disagrees with you. For the limited time that you have, is that worth it? Or is it worth it to stand up and be strong and fight for what you believe in is correct? Even though it's going to sick the dogs of hell on you exactly when you do it. What is worth it? Is there an afterlife? Is God watching? Or is Donald Trump God to you? Is Donald Trump Satan to you? Either way, I'm saddened and I weep for wherever it is that you're going to go to after this life. A lot of people think, oh no, this is the end, and so I'm gonna wall out. I'm gonna do whatever I want to and say whatever I want to because God is not watching. A lot of people feel like that, and I weep for them. But this is a war here that I'm talking about. And I'm in it till the end, right? I don't care how fast the end comes for me, to be quite honest with you. All right? Because who would want to live in a world, who would want to live in a country where this is the status quo? That's what I want to know. Who would want to live in a world like that? I'll holler at y'all a little bit later, and I hope to receive all sort of hateful and demonic comments for my stance on this. All right? I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.